Every year, the new year comes around and we all start thinking about what we want to achieve for the year ahead. 12 months is a long time, so do we ever stick to them? Do we drop them? Here are some tips that I think you could implement to make sure your goals last the full year and you either hit most of them or you are en route to hit most of them as well. So as you know, we are doing a renovation. This was once on my goal list. So historic Meg was thinking I would love to do a renovation. I used to think, why can't I do one? I see all these people doing one. I took steps and measures to make sure I was able to fulfill my goal of doing a renovation. We're still not completely there, but these are all goals that I've got for this year, with many other goals as well, and I just wanted to break down some of the steps that I think you could use this year for your 2023 goals. First point, I just want to say, remember that when you're making your 2023 goals, they are for the whole year. So if you're setting a goal in January because you've overindulged at Christmas saying that you're going to go to the gym 5 days a week, when you know deep down that that is not sustainable, that's not going to last for the whole of 2023, and you're going to come back to 2024 and be like, well, you know, it didn't work out for me, so I'm not doing it this time. I recommend is be realistic. Okay, you might want to go to the gym and get fit and keep healthy, but is going 5 days a week realistic for your lifestyle? For me, it's not. I could do it for a month maybe, and then I know for a fact social life will get in the way and things like that. So why not just set a realistic goal? So number one, set reachable goals. If one of your goals is to earn 100k this year, then you need to really look at how realistic that goal is. So what are you going to do this year to ensure that you are going to get the 100k? Are you just going to sit on the sofa and play the lottery? That's not a realistic goal. But if you're actively trying to grow a business or you're running a property development portfolio, then that 100k could be very realistic in your life. My second tip for you is really have a look what is happening in your life this year. So if you've already got 4 hens or 4 stags to go on, then perhaps a savings goal of a certain amount is not going to be that realistic. But what you could do is sit down, make a spreadsheet, think this is how much income I get every month, this is how much I need to put away for the hens and the stags or the holidays, and then see what's left over, and then say, right, if I don't overindulge, or if I don't, you know, buy loads of rubbish, I will be able to save this much and go on these holidays. So you want to, instead of just plucking numbers out of the air, you really want to sit down and think about what's going on in the next year. So for us, my goal is to have the bungalow renovated at long last. So that was my goal last year, but things out of my control made sure that that didn't happen. So we didn't get planning permission over and over. But this year, we think we're going to get planning permission, fingers crossed, actually in the next few days. So I'm looking at my year now and I'm thinking, doing the reno this year is a reachable goal. So I'm going to put that on my goals list, and you know, I want to make sure it happens. So I'm not going to chicken out, I'm not going to move, I'm going to do the renovation this year because I know it's a goal and I want to achieve it. Again, another one of my goals is to set up or get my first buy-to-let property. That's one of my goals for this year. So at this moment in time, if everything goes to plan, then we will do the renovation on the bungalow, we will take some of the money out and buy a buy-to-let, and that could happen by the end of the year. So this kind of leads me on to my third point. Don't be afraid to change your goals halfway through the year. So going back to that point of mine about the buy-to-let, for example, I want to do that this year. However, if the renovation for some reason takes too long, or the remortgaging takes too long, and then we're looking at January next year, that's fine. I don't want to beat myself up about it. They are things that are out of my control. As long as it's, you know, I'm on track to achieving that goal, I can say maybe in June, this is no longer a 2023 goal. Cross it out, pop it into 2024. So I think it's okay for you to, you know, turn up in June and that goal is no longer feasible. Or you might have met your goal in the first month. The goal might have been to find a partner or buy a dog, and you might have achieved that in January. cross that out and you might have a new goal then, you know? So you might want to pop a new goal in. So don't feel like what you set out in January has to be what you want to do. Because you might buy a dog in January, that was one of your goals, tick, and you love it so much you want to set up a dog walking business. Pop that down on your goals and see if that happens, because that might be something that was able to happen, but in January before you got the dog it wasn't. So hope you can see how setting goals in January is good, but you need to keep doing it and checking in on them on a monthly basis and adding and removing ones that don't make sense anymore. So for example, last year I had kitchen renovation on my goals list. Well, we weren't getting planning permission, so I had to remove that one, and instead I changed it to upcycling my current kitchen, and we did that and I crossed it off and it was achieved, and it just gives you that dopamine hit when you're crossing it off. Okay, so my fourth point is kind of the main thing here. It's the thing that will keep you on track, it's the thing that you'll be able to look back on, it's the thing you'll be able to go in and amend. It is keeping a journal. And I don't mean like, dear journal, you know, today I wore a brown jumper. No, what you want to do is, it's basically just a diary, well mine is anyway, where I put my goals in at the beginning of the year, and then at the beginning of the month I create a calendar. So I've got January's month. Next to that I've got January's goals taken from my main goals for the 2023. And then each week before the week starts I've got actions. So what can I do this week to achieve some of those January goals, which then feed into the 2023 goals. And if you work at a computer, you can open this book every day, keep it open, and then you break them down into weekly tasks and then daily actions. Backcasting. Now most of you have heard of forecasting. Well, this is basically forecasting but in reverse, because this is where you can get granular, you can get precise, you can get really deep into what you need to do to achieve the goal, because you can take your brain to somewhere that it currently isn't. For example, if you are a stone lighter in December, what did you do to get there? You know, think about it now, right? I'm a stone lighter, people are asking me, what did you do? I ate well. Not just ate well, but I researched nutrition. I made sure that I was ordering the right stuff. I made sure I stopped ordering chocolate and crisps. I went to the gym 3 times a week, and then I increased in June to 4 times a week. I got myself a personal trainer. I started going on runs. I walk the dog twice a day. You know, you look at all these things of how to reach that goal, and then you've got to realise, is this for me? Am I willing to do all that for this goal? And if the answer is yes, then you know exactly what you need to do in order to reach that goal. And that is backcasting. Very, very useful tool, especially among entrepreneurs. So I would definitely recommend doing it. I will be sitting down with an A3 piece of paper and backcasting like this. So like forecasting, but the goal will be at the end and I will have achieved it, theoretically. And I'll work my way back to see, how did I actually achieve that? What did I have to do? What were the granular details in order to achieve the goal? So that's what I've got for you to today's video. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a little bit different, but I know we talk about like interior design, renovation properties. Your goals could be as big as you want, as small as you want, but I think it's important just for our own benefit, especially if you want to do a renovation project or you are doing one and it's just so overwhelming and you just want to get started, then set yourself a few goals. Backcast to see how you will achieve them. Make sure they're realistic, make sure they fit in with what's going on in your year, and I'm pretty sure you will see a lot of success. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, then let me know in the comments, because it's a little bit different from what I usually do, so I'd be really interested to hear your feedback, and I will see you in the next video.